Welcome back to the Librarium of Ludus Infinium. I got something a little bit different today for a lore video. Normally I script them out, try and go over it, proofread it a couple times. This one's going to be a ranty one, so I'm not going to script this one at all. And it's just going to be me talking about what I think. And today we're going to be talking about the Blood Ravens and their origins. So, my opinion of the Blood Ravens, I love them for their comedic value. I mean, they are hilarious in the 40k universe. You have these superhuman, fanatical zealots who focus most of their time stealing from everyone indiscriminately. Because they know better than everyone else. Now, I say that somewhat jokingly, but in Dawn of War 1, Dawn of War Soulstorm, I don't know if this is in 1 or not, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I know for a fact in Dawn of War Soulstorm, one of the melee weapon upgrades for the, it's not Chapter Master, I think it's just regular Captain, is Rogal's Fist, which is traditionally an Imperial Fist artifact because of Rogal Dorn. They also, throughout Dawn of War 2, have many things that come from Dark Angels. I believe there's been a few Blood Angel ones. There's been many artifacts they've had from various chapters and also from traitor legions, like the Blighted Bolter. This is in Dawn of War 2. Not Dawn of War 2. Well, it's also in Dawn of War 2 Chaos Rising. But this is before that, before they could turn to Chaos. And while they're still the good guys. And so this is a Chaos weapon. This, I wouldn't call it so far as to go as a demon weapon, but it is inherently a Chaos aligned weapon. Now, something I was reading that I thought was very, very interesting is that the Grey Knights, the ultimate of ultimate douchebags, who give no shits about anyone, are actually kind of tight with the Blood Ravens. So they trust the Blood Ravens with the knowledge of their existence, which is okay. You're trusting literally the blood kleptos with your information. Cool. But that being said, to go into other aspects of the Inquisition, this is kind of interesting for me. So now the Death Watch has been retconned more times than I care to even fucking imagine. Is considered a part of the Inquisition under the Ordo Xenos. And there are Blood Ravens and Blood Raven librarians in the Death Watch. They have a pretty damn cordial relation with the Grey Knights. If you go by Dawn of War 1 and Soulstorm, one of their units is a squad of Grey Knights. And I think it's because due to, and this part is speculation, I think it's due to the high Psyker amount in the Blood Ravens that they are more likely to fight demons. So it gives them constant practice. Well, so Ordo Xenos and Ordo Malleus aside, the Ordo Hereticus actually does look at the Blood Ravens with suspicion. Because, well, during the conflict in the subsector Aurelia, Inquisitor Andrastia sought to exterminatus all of the planets. Because there was a deep, deep taint of chaos in the Blood Ravens chapter. And her solution, like all good Inquisitors, is fucking blow it up. But Captain Gabriel Angelos and the loyal Blood Ravens put a stop to it, stopped the corrupt chapter master, Azariah Kairos, who is also the chief librarian, and stopped all their recruiting rules from being destroyed. However, there is still a massive amount of distrust between the Order of Hereticus and the Blood Ravens. So now that we've talked a bit about the Blood Ravens, their relation with the Inquisition, let's talk a little bit about how they fight. And they're so Blood Ravens are kind of interesting. They're pretty damn decent all-arounders, but their tactics don't come from necessarily the weapons they use. Their tactics come in, they're very slow to act. They will sit back, watch the first part of a fight pan out, figure out what part in this fight they will take, how they're going to react to it, and then go in. They obsessively study their own enemies. And that's something really cool about them. They intensely study not just their enemies, but their enemies' tactics, what weaknesses they might have, stuff like that. It's actually pretty interesting. It's it's a really they're a very reactionary Space Marine chapter. So let's get to the juicy, juicy, juicy little tidbit that this video is going to be about. Their gene seed. Now, from what I have seen, there are two loyal legions that they are suspected to descend from, either the Blood Angels or the Raven Guard. Actually, excuse me, there are three. The Dark Angels. So I'm going to disprove the Blood Angels right off the bat. There have been, to my knowledge, no cases of Red Thirst, or I think the other one's called, like the really bad ones, like Black Death or some shit like that. I'm not really big into loyalists. I'm not my top 5 favorites of the original 18 legions are all fucking traitors. So I'm more into the traitors than the loyalists. I'm not gonna lie. So I could be wrong, but there have been, to my knowledge, no instances of that happening in the Blood Ravens. Now let's talk about the Raven Guard. Raven Guard is an interesting possibility, and the reasoning that I've seen is because of name. Like, well, no, they do have some tactics that are similar, but I mean, you're gonna have to fight that one a little bit more than, I mean, Blood Angels. You know, the melee of Blood Ravens, some of them are kind of brutal, but again, no Red Thirst, so those two are discredited. Dark Angels was an interesting one. I could see that only on the grounds of the Dark Angels, because they were the first Legion, got like experimental equipment. So maybe there's only one problem. They have no interest in the Fallen. All Dark Angel successors have some interest in the Fallen. So it's kind of like, okay, but no. However, let's start looking at non-loyal legions. They have an almost unhealthy an unhealthy obsession with gathering knowledge and artifacts, be they artifacts from loyal legions or chaos artifacts. They also have an obscene amount of psychers. So I actually saw this, and this was something I did not know. This is reading directly from the wiki, so take it with a grain of salt. But this, I could kind of see this. A Blood Raven Space Marine can become consumed by his thirst for knowledge if he is not careful in his pursuit. And it's saying this genetic curse usually occurs in 3 stages: unhealthy curiosity, knowledgeable obsessions, or unholy enlightenment. And now I want to read unholy enlightenment. After a time, a blood raven will learn many secrets from his chapter and may even spend time in its librariums, coming into contact with great volumes of forbidden lore. All of these secrets can taint a man, burdening his mind and granting him both a great understanding of the universe, but also a touch of madness as he tries to contain and understand it in his mind. Now, who the fuck does that sound like? That's got Thousand Suns written all over it. And now, me, I'm a renegade space marine who is descendant from the Thousand Suns. So, do I think for sure that blood ravens are also Thousand Suns? Maybe. Maybe. Don't know. But realistically, would it matter if they are? No, not really. There's other speculations of other Space Marine chapters. I believe the Minotaurs is one that are Dusk Raiders, or what would become the Death Guard. So that's something that I thought was interesting. Don't know if it's true. That's something I would have to do more research into in a Minotaur video. But think about if it is. What would be like? There are traitor gene seed that would make really good loyalists right now. Just keep it away from Call. Keep it away from that greedy little fucker. Actually, no, give it to him. He'd be the only one to do it. I take that back. As fucking horrible as he is, give it to him. He'll do something good with it. He'll be the only person to actually do something good with it. And oh, here we are. So there were okay. Anyway, that was just something that I. So apparently, the Blood Ravens, they're built a recruiting world on top of an ancient Necron outpost during the Horus Heresy with the help of the Eldar. During the Horus Heresy, I find that really interesting to believe, but there's a lot that connects the. I think there's a lot that connects the Blood Ravens um, to the Thousand Suns. Now that being said, does it mean it's 100% true? Absolutely not. Do I think it's 100% true? Absolutely. However, there's no proof. I don't think GW will come out and say, yes, they are, or no, they're not. Here's where they actually are. So, the reason I bring this up is because I just completed the playthrough and did the game review for Dawn of War 3. It was really fun, but I thought it would be good to respect the Blood Ravens by saying, let's do this video that almost every other 40k lore person has done and be like, where do the Blood Ravens come from? So, I do realistically believe they are a Thousand Sun descendant. However, I don't think that will ever be confirmed. But, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this little bit of a ranty video. So for those of you who want to support the channel, but cannot do it in a monetary way, there's a slew of ways you can. Just subscribing, liking the videos, join the Discord, throw out suggestions for videos you would like to see, or for ways to change up the videos. For those of you that can and want to donate or to support in a monetary way, i.e. donate, there's a Streamlabs and a Patreon in the description. But the most important thing of all, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!